There's one word that really describes Sonic and the Black Knight, and that word is Gil. Yeah. It's actually a bit more of a guttural sound now that I think about it, so I'm glad you're going to get the full meaning from this video review. Gamers who grew up with Sonic have waited a long time for a true update to those classic games that were so fast and intense. And frankly, they're going to keep waiting. To be fair though, Sega did come pretty close with Sonic Unleashed. The daytime portions of that game were fast and furious, set in 3D, and they did harken back to those ideals established long ago. The problem though was that Sonic turned into a werehog at night, and that just wasn't any fun. I'll tell you what though, I'll take those werehog missions any day of the week over the entire experience of Sonic and the Black Knight, a mishmash of boring, clunky game design that's going to leave you wondering what the hell happened to your favorite mascot. Black Knight is of course inspired by Sonic and the Secret Rings, a game set to the storybook settings of past, and this time around you go back to the Knights of the Round Table armed with a sword and you clash with King Arthur himself. Now your first impression of this game might actually be good simply because it does have high production values, and they can trick you. There's a great variety of crisp, really well choreographed cutscenes, all rendered beautifully. Additionally, there are dozens of mid-level story sequences, all of them very stylized, and all of them brought to life with very well done voice work. Okay, it's actually a bit campy and it's a bit overbaked, but I can tell that a lot of effort went into it.
Yeah, but it's not over yet.
The title uses Wi-Fi connection for a full online leaderboard ranking system for most of the levels. There's even a fun treasury mode where you can collect items you've gained in the adventure mode and trade them with friends over Wi-Fi connection. On top of everything else, there's a welcome gallery mode where you can look at pieces of art from the development team or from fans, and there's also renders from the game, and there's even bios for your favorite characters. Definitely some great fan service going on, and it's all brought together by a great menu system that looks very stylized, like something right out of King Arthur's era. And of course, those production values spill over into the game engine itself. This is one of the prettier games on Nintendo's system. The graphics look really good, really detailed, really stylized, and glowing with a host of visual effects. There's really nothing lazy at all about the game. It actually feels like a lot of work went into making the title. But as soon as you sit down to actually play it, you're going to want to kill yourself. There are two gameplay modes in Black Knight. There's the adventure, and that's the main single-player component. Then you have the battle mode, which is so impossibly bad I'm only going to mention it for a second. Here, you and up to 3 friends compete in an arena-style battle against each other or against a group of enemies, and as you can see, the characters, even Sonic, move around like tanks, for no particular reason whatsoever. What you see here is what you get. It's dated design, it's painfully boring, and you will hate it. Then there's the adventure portion, which plays like a Sonic the Hedgehog game. If, that is, you took out the speed, the loops, the corkscrews, the pinball mechanics, threw them out the window, threw a nuclear bomb on top of them, detonated that bomb, and then said, "Hey Sonic, I want to give you this sword, I want you to walk around really slowly, and I want you to fight a whole lot of enemies." The results ain't pretty, and let me put it this way, there's not a single level in this entire package that's even 1/10 as good as any of the daytime missions in Sonic Unleashed. You're always at a dead stop fighting enemies, and it just happens endlessly, and these battles take place via waggle, not gestures, because gestures imply some sort of calculated measurement. None of that's going on here. There's no vertical or horizontal slicing, it's just shake, 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 and win, win, win. The developer has thrown together one or two niceties like a cinematic lock-on system that lets you string together combos, but you're not going to enjoy it that much because most of the time you're going to be bored battling enemy after enemy, fighting camera problems, fighting control issues, and just not having a very good time. For all of these reasons and many more, I cannot recommend this game to anybody unless you fancy yourself an extremely die-hard, nearly radical Sonic fan. And if you're one of those, well, you've already forgiven a bunch of bad games anyway. Why not add one more to your list? For the full written review, check out IGN.com.